darlings, it's me, Miss Sticks and Stones. I hear you have a few questions for me. So, let's begin, shall we? Betty says, my dearest Dixie Cup, you came into this competition flying like a bat out of hell. You have a distinct style, and we absolutely enjoyed getting to know you and understand you as a drag artist and as a performer. What is it about your style, do you think, that has made you stand out so much? I have very strong inspirations. I'm always ingesting more and more and more things. Like, I'm always looking at fashion, I'm always looking at art, I'm always looking at what other performers are doing. I'm looking at makeup, I'm looking at concepts. I'm just take everything that I see and I put them in a folder and I just pull from it. Like the Alien Challenge look, I had wanted to make a dress similar to that for a really long time. And I had it sitting there in my folder and I was looking through as I was looking for inspiration and I was like, that's interesting, that's silhouette. And it shows itself. I have to sift through so many ideas and it's sort of like a drainer for pasta. I'll go through so many ideas and so many ideas and so many ideas and so many ideas, and one will stick. And even if I try to get rid of it or throw it away, and I'll be like, oh, that'll never work, it keeps coming back. It sticks and shows it for me. It was like, this is what we're doing, you have no choice. And I learned very quickly to go with that inspirational voice behind me and work with it. And that really has made not only my career as a performer, but my career as a costume designer so much better. With every costume I make, there's a character. And it's always about, how does this character express themselves? What is their style? Every look that I have, it's a version of Styx. And like this right here is her very like demon goddess look that she is very well known for. It's very dark, it's very elegant, it's very dangerous, it's very alienistic. And that's like her true form, but she can go into any alternate universe that she wants to become whoever she needs to be. So she can be a Bond girl one day, but then the next day she's like a zombie cheerleader, and you know, she can be a powerhouse businesswoman, and she can be like the prostitute on the street. Like, she can be anyone, but there's always instinct behind it, and she's always there living inside of whoever that is. Vegas asks, do you have a favorite moment from the competition? Yes, I do. My favorite moment had to be Club Kid Week, because I'll be honest with you, I spent so much time crying over that outfit. That outfit was the product of a 24-hour sewing marathon, and I was exhausted. I was tired. What happened was I had made the like plaid panties, basically, and I had made them not fitted to my pads. I had to like stop what I was doing, come back the next morning, finish it, and then do it. And I had to finish it by noon because I had other things going on that day. So like, it was a mad rush, and I was convinced that I was going home. The costume was like falling apart on me, and then like I practically cried when I won. I was really relieved and really happy to finally get a little recognition in this competition. So Jared asks, what one lip sync song that I didn't lip sync to, which I never lip sync, so there you go, would have sent me home? Be honest. It was probably the Kesha song, actually, because I didn't know all the words to that. But I was really pleased because I think every lip sync that we had during this competition, I either knew it and really liked it, or didn't know it but really liked it. So, and my favorite lip sync of all time that we did here, Flesh Without Blood by Grimes. Oh, I love Grimes. Grimes is very my drag aesthetic right now, so I was living for that. Dakota asks, who out of the top three, apart from myself, deserves to win this competition? I mean, I think I'm pretty biased, because Lucy and I are very good friends, and I'm really pleased with the fact that we've stayed good friends at this competition. She's creative, she's original, and she has great variety. And she's also someone who is kind, you know? I've never seen her get shady. She's been honest, but she's never shady. And I think she's really just a wonderfully well-rounded queen. Capria asks, who is down for All Stars? Well, Capria, I'm hoping to win, so in my experience, winners don't do All-Stars, so I'm not planning on doing All-Stars. So I'll be happy to just judge from on high and wave and smile and judge you all harshly. Miss Crime Scene asks, what would your advice be to those who want to be in the next season? And is there any challenge that I would have done differently? For the first question, any advice that I would give, I would say make sure you have a tough skin. I'm very lucky because I already have tough skin. I have dealt with a lot of outside voices other than just the gay community because of my drag career and how it's gone. So I felt really prepared. I mean, obviously words get to you, but I felt very prepared of dealing with people's critiques and dealing with little comments people make because that's something I'm pretty used to. I would say don't get involved, don't publicly get involved in the drama. It's not worth it, and I'm really glad that I never did. There were a couple times when I was really close to snapping and saying something, but I never did, and I'm really proud of that fact. I would say be prepared to be exhausted, be prepared to be frustrated a lot, and be prepared to want to quit a lot. My thing was I was like, I'm going to keep my head down, keep my blinders on, let these queens over here talk, they'll go home, let these queens over here talk, they'll go home, because you're doing what you're here to do, and that's to play. You're not here to spill tea, you're not here to be shady, you're not here to prove something to someone. No, you're here because you're here to play and you're here to win. And personally, I kind of had a feeling that I would be in top 3. It was just something I felt deep down, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to make it to top 3. What would I have done differently? Challenges that I would have done differently were just any challenge where I had an idea and I didn't take it far enough. The 80s Candyland challenge, I had an idea, the day I was going to do it, I had an idea to make fairy wings to go along with it, just some tulle fairy wings. And I'm really disappointed I didn't do that because I realized after, I saw the critiques that my costume hadn't come across the way I wanted it to, and it could have been better. Also, let me just point out, for those who are, curious, those 80s heels were heels, and they were period appropriate. I'm just saying. If you have an extra idea that you really want to make happen, make it happen. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take you. It doesn't matter how long, how exhausted you are. You just make it happen because it'll be better in the long run. Fan Carly asks, who was the shadiest queen this season? I mean, come on. I think there were a couple shady queens, and I think that everyone probably knows who those people are. I'm not going to name names because, frankly, I don't care. I'm a 24-year-old drag queen, and I have a life. I think the people who are the most shady were the fans, personally. I mean, if we're being honest about it, queens get shady, and it was an incredibly shady season this season, but in the long run, the fans were probably the most ruthless and probably the most unfair. Just being in this competition was so frustrating for me. I've had several fans during this finale week that said, oh, well, some of these queens don't deserve to be here. And I was like, oh, really? Well, I don't know who you're talking about, because you must be blind if you have not seen the work that I have been putting out there. Take away those reading glasses that you think you're using and get some real glasses so that you can see that every single one of us in the top 3 worked hard to get here and have a say in how this final 3 goes. You know what I mean? As opposed to a lot of the fans and a lot of the ex-contestants who are saying, oh, this one person has it in the bag. They're the only person that's qualified. Go back. Look at my track record. Look at the fact that I sent queens home without even having to lip sync against them. So for the final time this season, I would like to thank the judges, of course. I'd like to thank all of the fans, especially the fans who came from my page to the Drag Battle Royale page to speak out and to say #TeamStixon. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for all of your support. Most of all, I would like to thank my best friend Troy, who literally every challenge I would call him and he would brainstorm with me, and I couldn't be more lucky to have a friend that was so helpful and so supportive throughout this entire thing. So thank you, Troy. And don't forget, dears, sticks and stones can break your bones, or you could just ask me instead. Goodbye, darling.